Okay, first thing you want to do to align your clutch is slide the black Delrin piece into the collar. Slide these on the shaft of the focuser and tighten one of the set screws with a M4 set screw that I'll provide. Use a 2mm Allen wrench. Try to use the innermost set screw hole if possible. Gives a little better alignment, but you could use the outer one if your spacing requires that. Then do the same with the hub on the focuser motor. Try to use the innermost set screw hole there. Install that. Go ahead and lock both of them together using the clutch. You won't have this bracket on yet. Now the motor should be hanging off the side of the focuser, only secured by the clutch. Now go ahead and get your bracket and everything set up. You can see I already have this one here. You want these screws slightly more than hand tight. You want them loose enough for this next step where you can slightly move the clutch with 2 fingers and a little force. Right there, I don't know if you can see that, but the bracket barely moves, maybe slightly looser. What we're going to do is allow the motor to pull. That's probably a little too loose, but good enough. We're going to allow the motor to pull the shafts into alignment. So now I'm just going to take some weight off that motor and I'm just using a controller. You could use a laptop too to move the motor back and forth. I don't know if you could see the motor shifting slightly there. Now I just give it a little 2-finger tight. Back and forth again. I saw one shift of the motor, I believe. A little past 2-finger tight. And I didn't see any movement there. I think that's good. I'll just give them all one last tightening. Yeah. Now they're in alignment. You'll get the full capacity of your motor, no binding, and that's all you have to do. All right, to install it, I'm going to go over just some common things I've seen, and a lot of this is addressed in the spacer kit that you can buy with my clutch on the website. First thing, a lot of telescopes, this one doesn't have it, but there will be a gap between the focuser body and the clutch. There's a bearing in there, and my kit provides a washer that covers that bearing and prevents dust from getting in. The hand knob that comes with your telescope does this too, but I provide one. It slides down the shaft, stops dust from getting in, also stops the friction from rubbing on the focuser body if the clutch happens to be installed very close like this one. A lot of telescopes, there's a little gap there. So my kit also comes with an O-ring that slides down the focuser shaft to retain that dust washer against the body so it doesn't come away from the body. It comes with 2 spacers here that you can see here and here. They might be black, they might be aluminum, depending on the kit and what I have in stock at the time. It comes with longer hardware. M4 and M5 is the most common. If you got some other type of telescope, you might have to run out to the store and grab quarter 20 is pretty common, or 6mm I've seen before, but M4 and M5 seem to cover about 90% of the telescopes out there. You'll typically want something around 14 or 15 millimeters long. I include the 2 most common bolts in the kit. A lot of people don't realize that the ZWO bracket is reversible. You can see here, this is the way it comes with the two ribs there facing down. If you rotate, take this off with these two small bolts here and rotate this long piece, you can see the two ribs are facing up, and this changes the spacing by about 1/8 inch. So with a lot of these Sharp Star, Asker telescopes, you got to reverse the bracket and then install the spacers that I provide, and that gives you the clearance that you need to install the clutch with the stock ZWO bracket.